Hey everybody, it's Ron, and it's really easy for us to forget this. But imagine that it's 1902. You own one of the few automobiles in Kansas City and you decide you need to get to Chicago. What do? Jump on the interstate? No. Take a, let's say, well-marked two-lane highway? Yeah, not that either. Follow clear road signs pointing you north. Those honestly barely exist. Maybe you figure you'll just follow the main road out of town, except it's not a paved road, it's a dirt track. After rain, it becomes mud. After drought, it becomes ruts and dust. See, there are no standardized maps at this point, no uniform signage, no reliable road grading, no coordinated state highway system. If your car breaks down, there is no roadside assistance. If you get lost, there's no national mapping authority. If a town bans automobiles from its streets, you've got to find another way around. Owning a car in 1902 did not mean freedom. It actually meant friction. Machines were improving, engines were getting stronger, manufacturers were innovating, but the infrastructure was stuck in the horse era. And that's why on March 4th, 1902, a group of motorists met in Chicago to create something completely new. Not a car company, a club. From Business Basics, I'm Ron Trucks, and this is Business History, the daily podcast where we explain stories that changed business forever. Every date on the calendar has a story where business reshaped the world. Today, March 4th, that story takes us to 1902, when drivers organized the future. In 1902, automobiles were still rare enough that owners recognized each other on the street. In Chicago, the Chicago Automobile Club had already begun organizing touring events along Lake Michigan. In New York, wealthy enthusiasts gathered in private garages to compare engines and argue about reliability. These were not factory workers or commuters. They were early adopters with money and mechanical curiosity. One of them was a man by the name of Charles J. Glidden. He was an early motorist who would later fund endurance tours to prove automobiles could handle long distances. Another was Arthur W. Smith of Chicago, part of the growing club movement that believed cars needed something more than engineering improvements. They needed roads that actually worked. Outside major cities, travel meant rutted dirt tracks. In spring, those roads turned into mud deep enough to trap early vehicles. In rural counties, maintenance budgets were inconsistent. Some towns passed local ordinances restricting automobile speeds to protect horse traffic. Owning a car didn't mean freedom, it meant negotiation. With town councils, with road crews, with geography. The problem wasn't horsepower, it was organization. On March 4th, 1902, representatives from several of those motor clubs met at Chicago's Auditorium Hotel and formally created what would become the American Automobile Association, otherwise known as AAA. This wasn't a ceremonial club dinner. It was strategic alignment. Chicago was a transportation hub. Railroads converged there. Commerce flowed through it, and its motorists understood the link between infrastructure and growth. By forming a federation, clubs from different cities could coordinate lobbying efforts or publish standardized touring guides and share reliable mapping information. AAA began rating the roads. It advocated for engineering standards. It supported the broader Good Roads movement, which had roots in bicycle advocacy, but now gained horsepower literally. The founders understood something simple. If motorists remained hobbyists, roads would remain afterthoughts. If motorists became a constituency, roads would become policy. On March 4, 1902, in Chicago, motorists stopped being isolated enthusiasts and became an organized force. As the automobile industry expanded, especially after Henry Ford introduced the Model T in 1908, the need for dependable roads exploded. AAA chapters across states began publishing increasingly detailed maps. Before standardized highway numbers, drivers relied on club-produced guides, marking safe routes between cities. In the 1910s and 20s, state highway departments professionalized. Federal involvement grew, eventually culminating in larger national highway systems decades later. AAA wasn't the only force behind shaping infrastructure. Manufacturers, state governments, federal policymakers all played roles, but AAA gave motorists a seat at that table. It turned scattered drivers into an organized interest group. And the lesson? It extends beyond automobiles. Industries don't grow on product alone. They grow when the surrounding system, the infrastructure, regulation, public acceptance, all of that evolves with them. At a meeting in Chicago, the American Automobile Association was founded, and with it, motorists gained leverage to help shape the roads they would one day dominate. And that all began with a meeting on March 4th, 1902. I'm Ron Trucks, and this is Business History, the podcast that finds the turning points behind the headlines. To hear more stories like this, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen. And if you're enjoying the stories, don't forget to subscribe and leave a quick review. It helps more people find the story behind the business. And if you're looking to actually understand business better without the fluff or the buzzwords or the MBA language, start by visiting us at businessdailypodcast.com.
If you're shopping while working, eating, or even listening to this podcast, then you know and love the thrill of a deal. But are you getting the deal and cash back? Rakuten shoppers do. They get the brands they love, savings, and cash back. And you can get it too. Start getting cash back at your favorite stores like Target, Sephora, and even Expedia. Stack sales on top of cash back and feel what it's like to know you're maximizing the savings. It's easy to use, and you get your cash back sent to you through PayPal or check. The idea is simple. Stores pay Rakuten for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cash back. Download the free Rakuten app or go to Rakuten.com to start saving today. It's the most rewarding way to shop. That's RAKUTEN. Rakuten.com.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, so brand new. Show me all the things PDFs can do. Do your work with ease and speed. PDF Spaces is all you need. Do hours of research in an instant with key insights from an AI assistant. Pick a template with a click. Now your prezzo looks super slick. Close that deal? Yeah, you won. Do that, doing that, did that, done. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that with the all-new Acrobat. It's time to do your best work with the all-new Adobe Acrobat Studio.
Life is unpredictable, but preparing for the unexpected shouldn't be. Take ownership of your life planning with Policy Genius to help your loved ones have a financial safety net in case something happens to you. They offer life insurance policies starting at just $276 a year for $1 million in coverage. Don't wait for life to make other plans. Protect your family today. Head to PolicyGenius.com. That's PolicyGenius.com.